All right, I am Rob Goin, race director of Brazos Bend 50, Brazos Bend Trail Races. So we are here again, same spot with Mandy Kleinman. Thanks for joining us, Mandy.
Thank you for having me.
So Mandy was our first runner to interview for the Brazos Bend 50 Journey. So the Brazos Bend 50 Journey was a series that we wanted to do highlighting local runners that were either trying to go for their first ultra, their first 50 miler, or be more competitive. So we're going to do Mandy's after interview. So first and foremost, congratulations, Mandy.
Smile, I did it.
So Mandy went after the 50K, and as she told us before, she had not finished a 50K before. So tell us, after the interview we had about a month and a half before the race, tell us a little bit about leading up to the race.
I just stayed focused on knowing that all I had to do was complete it. This, for being my first ultra, I didn't care about how long it was going to take me. I had my husband by my side who promised to stay with me the whole time to pace me and to make sure that I accomplished my goal, which was just completing it, and we did it.
And you did it. So in regards to leading up to, like you said, you kept a schedule, you knew your husband would be there, so you kind of have those great things in line, no variables. So tell us a little bit about the day of, or the night before, what could be your first 50K.
I slept pretty well, actually, but the morning, I've done a lot of races, and I haven't been nervous about a race in a really long time, but that morning I was nervous. My nerves were going, I was nauseous, I was like, oh, what am I doing? I was very nervous the morning of. We didn't spend the night in that town. We stayed home and we drove up the morning of. And so the whole ride up there to the race, I was just really nervous. But I knew that once I took my first step, those nerves would all go away and it would just be about running. And
right. So the park that you're referring to, obviously, Brazos Bend Trail Races at Brazos Bend State Park. It's the reason that it's there. It's because it's 30 miles south of Houston. So it gives people like me an opportunity to drive in. So you're driving into the park. You get into the park. Obviously, I see all of you guys getting ready to run, and the race starts. You have your husband by your side, and of course, you have your great friends at aid station number 1,
yeah,
right?
Yes, and 3.
And 3. Okay, so and Marie's behind the camera, by the way. So Marie's volunteered. You have your other friends from the Lifetime Fitness Group or Fitness Club there as well. So tell us a little bit about how the race went for you.
It was great. We actually had I had a lot of friends running that race, a lot of friends volunteering at that race, and I even had friends show up just to cheer me on at that race. There were so many people out there that I knew that actually one of the girls that we were running with for the first loop said, we kept saying hi to all these people, and she said, do you actually know all these people? And I'm like, yes, they're all my friends. And so it was really great. That's what trail running is all about too. It's a family feel, and Brazos really brought everybody out. It brought all kinds of people out and friends, and then made new friends. Yeah,
so you had a lot of people there, and even afterwards you said so, but as you have all these friends and you're coming through, you get through what I think is in an ultra is the big part, the 50% part. So 50K was 2 loops. So you make your first loop, you come in, and how do you feel like going out, knowing you're halfway done?
I felt really great. I wanted to make that stop very quick, to the point, in and out, because I wanted to go ahead and be on my second loop, on the final stretch, headed home. I wanted to get in and out so that I could just get it done.
Smart thing. In and out, to be over 50%,
right.
Knowing it's all downhill, everything's looking back. So as you're going through the course for the second time, obviously it gets a little bit hotter in the day. We had a little bit of humidity that was coming through. Any problems nutrition-wise along the way?
No problems nutrition-wise. The aid stations were fully stocked with everything that I needed. I carried stuff just in case, didn't have to refer to any of that. And as far as the heat and humidity, it was humid, but it was overcast. And then as the sun started coming out in the afternoon, I'd find myself in some shaded parts.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfectly for me. It was good.
So in most people, and in most people's cases, finishing your first ultra or big ultra, there's some point when you know that you're gonna get it done. Like, you know that it's just there. It could be a mile away, it could be 5 miles away. At what point did you just kind of get that feeling of, this is really gonna happen?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I knew it the whole way, because I was not gonna not quit, not gonna make it this time. But when I saw my friends with 8 miles to go, that was a good point. Where I only had 8 miles left to go. I had friends who, it wasn't an aid station, it was friends who just stood in the middle of the trail waiting to see me.
Right.
And I knew that was, I was going to do this. And however, right after that, I felt something really funny in my shoe, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just lost a toenail. So
yes.
And then afterwards, I did. I had lost my first toenail from running, and it took the 50K to do it. But
that is
yeah,
great.
but I knew about that point where I had 8 miles left to go, I was like, you know what, it's all home here. I can do it.
It's all home here. Well, that's awesome. And of course, I was obviously at the finish line, which is great to see you. But you know, Mandy comes around the finish line with her friends who perfectly timed their aid station. So they worked the early aid station so that they could be at the finish line to watch Mandy finish. And Mandy starts to finish. There's all these people. They're all reaching out.
Yeah.
Tell us about coming down that kind of victory row with the flags. And
it was very emotional. Quite a bit ways back, I could hear them because they could see me coming, and so they started cheering from a pretty good ways back, and you know,
yeah, you can see
mile,
from
whatever.
200 or 300 yards away.
Yeah, so I turned to my husband. I said, I'm gonna cry, and I just they're louder. You know, the closer I get, the louder they are, and the more here come the tears. And I was very emotional, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Having them there, high fives, and then across the finish line, and seeing you there ready to hand me my medal like you promised you would.
Yeah, yeah.
I cried.
Yeah, and the story behind that is when we were at Rocky Raccoon, and Mandy and I talked. I told Mandy, obviously Mandy knew I was putting it on, and she said, I think I'm going to try my first 50K. And then I told her, you know, like, you do your first 50K and I'll be there to hand you the medal. So that's kind of our mutual agreement. But so you finished. It was wonderful. It's a great accomplishment to get it done. What do you think has happened after an ultra? Some people go through moments of clarity, or some people, you know, rediscover goals or take a break. What do you think's happened for you after?
I'm just 2 weeks out, and I felt great after that race. I felt great the next day, already thinking about which one I'm going to sign up for next. I plan to be at the Brazos 100 in December. I'll either do the relay and then volunteer, or the 50 miler.
Great.
Or I won't do the 100 yet.
Yeah, not
maybe
yet.
next year.
Yeah.
But I'm just ready for my next one. It fuels you, and it makes you crave more.
Great. So, well, we want to thank Mandy for being here. Mandy did a great job giving us the first interview, of building up to it, telling us her story about how she became a runner, how she followed in her footsteps of running marathons, to try her first ultra, which she didn't successfully do, but then to come back, do it again, get it done the second time, and then new beginnings and new things. So thanks again, Mandy, for joining us.
Thank you for everything. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and thanks for being a part of the Brazos Bend Journey.